Okay guys, welcome back. So, musta na tayo sa simple interest? At least you had fun with that game, right? That was very easy to do simple interest. And furthermore, there was a very easy thing to do. Now, it's time to try something even more fun. And that is compound interest. So, when we say compound interest, kapares lang siya ng simple interest. Pero ang compound interest naman, you will get, the interest also gains more interest. And here's the formula for compounding interest. The formula for compound interest is always as follows. Ganito ang formula ng compound interest. P, which stands for the principal. The P stands for the principal, di ba? P is for principal. So, ganito, ito yung formula ng compound interest. So, the formula for compound interest is always as follows. Ganito kasi yun. P stands for the principal. Di ba? And then multiplied by 1 plus the rate multiplied by the time. Okay? So, nakita mo to, ito yung formula na kailangan gagamitin. Kung sa tingin mo last time, we've done, ano yun? P times R times T. Pero diba remember, I also had a formula right over here that says P times P plus PRT equals A. Or we can do P times 1 plus the rate times the time equals A. Diba? So now for compound interest, it's still the same formula as this one. Pero yung T ay nasa exponent. Bakit ganun? Kasi po diba remember, let's say for example, this is what we're gonna do. So the first one is, ano yun? You have deposited 21,000 as the principal. And then your rate is 7%. And then the compounding period is annually. And your time is 4 years. So how do you do this? So, di ba remember you know already, for the first year, let's do this. Di ba remember ito yung principal namin? Ang principal ay 21,000. Di ba? So, 21,000 times 1 plus the rate. Di ba remember your goal is to get the amount, di ba? Remember P plus P times R times T equals I. So, we do the literal simple interest formula. We have 21,000 times 0.07 times 1, which is for 1 year. And di ba remember, 21 times 7, you're supposed to get 147. 147, tapos tatlong zeros. Dalawa. So therefore, you get interest of 1,470. So 21,000 plus 1,470 equals 0, 7, 4, 1. Yun nga, 2,470. Then we do it again for the second year. So this time, our principal will be 21,470. Ay, wait, 22,000 pala. 470. Then times 0.07. Diba? Then we do it again for the second year. Then for the second year, we still apply the same formula as follows. So, diba remember, this is what I put in my calculator. We have 21,000 times 0.07. And we're supposed to get 1,470. Then plus 21,000, we get this. 22,470. Then we do the same cycle again. Times 0.07, we're supposed to get 1,572.9 pesos. Then adding it with our new principal, which is 22,470. You're supposed to get this. So that'll be your new principal. Your new principal will be 24,042 pesos. Then multiply that by another 0.7 for the third year. Para kung maging shortcut, they say that you can do this. You can do 1.07. Just add mo yung 1 plus the rate. Diba? Para to give you the future amount right away without adding. Kasi nga remember this is P being distributed. Tapos, you have the P times R times T. Although the T were not implied, but still it's just P times R na lang. So, yan. And you're supposed to get this. 25,725,903. Then, multiplied by 1.07. What did you get again? You should get the future value of, ano po yung future value niya? The future value is 27,000 507 pesos. 526.71 pesos. So that should be your future value. So therefore, that is the formula for compound interest. Because we've been doing it 4 times, so therefore our t is in the exponent. So now, we input the formula as follows in our calculator. So therefore, we have the principal of 21,000. Diba ito yung principal namin? So your principal of 21,000 times 1.07 times the exponent, which is, ano yun? 4 years. Diba? Times the term, which is 4 years. And you're supposed to get your future value of 27,526.71. Or which you can just simply round it off to 72 cents right over here. So yan. The interest is 27,526.72. And then to get the interest, kasi nga this is the future amount. So to get the interest, P plus I, A minus P equals I. So diba remember ito yung amount? So minus our principal, you get 6,526, which is your I. So yan. That's it for number 21. Next, for item number 22, this is the formula. We have no principal given, pero the rate is 3.2%. Compounding period, how is it being compounded? It's compounded annually. Term is 10 years, but you're given the future value. So in this particular situation, what is our goal? Our goal is to solve for the, you got it, the principal. Kasi how can you solve for the interest without the principal? So therefore, to solve for the principal, this is how it follows. So diba remember, you know already the formula that I told you kanina, P times 1 plus R raised to the T power equals your future amount. Pero because the future amount is already given, this is the formula that you're going to do. So ang gagawin mo lamang ay ganito. Diba remember, you have your principal which is unknown. And then your rate, you have 1 plus, what is 3.02? 3.2%, that's 0.032 raised to the 10th power equals 80,000. Diba? So, ano yung gawin mo dito? First, let's simplify everything using calculator. So, therefore, using the calculator, we do this. We do 1.032 raised to the 10th power. And that's the first thing that we should do. And what answer did we get when we do that? We should come up with an answer called 1.3724. And that's what you're going to have to write. So now we have P times 1.37024,146, diba? Is equivalent to 80,000. Now what we do here? Diba remember nakuha tayo ng sagot dito, diba? So whatever answer we get here, we have to divide that by 80,000. So 80,000 divided by your answer here. And which you should get 58,383.8817. Or you can just do 58,383.89 pesos. So therefore, your principal is 58,383.89 pesos. So that is your principal. Now going back to my solution sheet, ito yung ginawa ko. Ito yung ginawa ko sa solution sheet. So, we apply the formula, and then we get the A, diba? So, this is what I get. And then, simplifying the formula, I should get 1.032 raised to the 10th power. And doing that, so will give me this number. And then, we divide both sides. Tama, we should get this value of 58,383.90 pesos. Or 0.8817. And then, the interest, to get the interest, you just subtract. So, diba remember, that is your principal, diba? So, we have, what's the principal, what's the future value? 80,000. 80,000 minus this to give you 21,616.10 pesos. So, that's how you get the future value or the future amount. Very easy, diba? Okay, that's how you solve for the, the future value. That's how you solve for the present value if the future value is given. Next, number 23. So, number 23, this one, our principal is 95,000. Rate is undefined. The compounding period, yes, it's still annually. And then time is 6 years. Interest is not given. Interest is not given, but the amount is given. So what do you do here? Of course, it's easy now for you to solve for the interest. All you have to do is to just subtract A minus P to give you the interest, amount. And 140,000 minus 95,000 equals, ano yun? 45,000. Diba? As you can see in my solution sheet, yun yung ginawa ko. So, yan. Diba, remember this what I did first, diba? So, I get this. To get the I, we do this. 140,000 minus 95,000 to get 45,000 as the interest. Now, our main goal or objective here is to solve for the rate. Pero how do we solve for the rate? Ganito kasi yung formula. Remember the formula that I told you kanina? P times 1 plus R raised to the t power equals your future value. So now let's work this out step by step. So diba remember just what I said? Ganito yung formula. So what is our value of our principal? The value of our principal is 95,000 pesos. And then we have 1 plus the rate which is undefined. And then our time is 6 years. It's equivalent to 140,000. So what's the first thing that we do? In this particular concept, we can apply the order of operations in PEMDAS method. Remember, the first thing we do is parentheses, and then we exponent, and then we multiply it by the principal to give you the answer. Now, to solve for R, which is at the very inside of the parentheses, the first thing that we need to do is we need to solve it in inverse. And to solve it on inverse, we need to divide both sides by the principal, which is 95,000 pesos. So, doing that, we divide, diba, remember, ito yung ginawa namin. Dividing both sides by 95,000. Diba? The zeros cancel. And you get 140 over 95. So, therefore, 1 plus R raised to the 6th power is equivalent, is equivalent to 140 over 95. 140 over 95 can be reduced into 28 over 19. Diba? So, therefore, 1 plus R raised to the 6th power is equivalent to 28 over 19. Tama? And then what do we do now in order for us to get the value of the rate? Very good. We have to take the root. Kasi nyo ba remember, kung sa tingin mo, this is the number, right? So, the exponent is given, so we have to take its root. So, we have to take the 6th root of this value. So, doing that will give you the 6th root of 28 over 19. And I can't do this here. So, therefore, we're gonna have to use a calculator. So, di ba remember this is my calculator, di ba? So, di ba remember we find the root of n. So, we put here the number, we put there the number 6. For we're taking the 6th root. And then, you have 28 over 19. And you should come up with this answer of 1.0667. Actually, they say now, let's say for example, if you don't have a root such that you have to specify it, you can simply do it this way. Put this in parentheses, the answer, which is 28 over 19, and then you raise it to that fractional exponent. Like because you want to take the 6th root, so that's why you have to do 1 over 6 power. Because you're raising this entire fraction to the 1st power, but because the exponent is a fraction, so we need to inverse that. So therefore, we're going to take the 6th root. And you should come up with the same answer of 1.0667. That should be the answer that you're supposed to get. Hence, therefore, we have 1 plus R is equivalent to 1.06676167. Then, to solve for R, we subtract both sides by 1. Subtracting both sides by 1, therefore, our R is equivalent to 0.6676167. Move the decimal places 2 places. Move the decimal places 2 places to the right. Then, therefore, your rate should be 6.68% or 6.7%. So, that is the rate. So, your interest rate for this particular matter is 6.68. To double check with the calculator, ganito yun. Diba remember, you subtract 1. And then you get this. Multiply that by 100 to give you 6.67%. So, that's how you're gonna do it. Now, if you're gonna do the formula, the literal way, ganito kasi yun. So, 1 plus what's our interest rate? We have 6.68%. So, this one, di ba? And then you raise that to the 6th power. Di ba? So, you're supposed to get this answer. And then this answer is being raised to the 6th power. Doing that will give you this answer. Multiplying by the principal, which is 95,000. Multiplying that by the principal, which is 95,000, Tama, you should get 140,000 pa rin as your future amount, pero may dagdag ng 30 pesos. Pero okay lang yan. That's not exactly the exact value, pero that's the approximate value. They just do this because you know naman you can't have, you can't have more than 1,000 digits when it comes to cents. So yun lang. So that's how you place compound interest. Okay? So this already how you're gonna do the basics of compound interest.